Go Ducks! Welcome to OG Prospecting. I'm heading out now to hopefully put a video together, one that I can actually publish. I think I've scrapped my past 5 or 6 videos, just couldn't get them together, couldn't get the right footage, wasn't having a turnout. It's crazy how many outings we take and we don't end up putting anything together. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go dive in the Applegate and try to catch me some fish. More gold. I end up chasing fish more when I'm underwater. I'm not gonna lie, I end up having more fun doing that. So anyway, either we're gonna see some fish or we're gonna see some gold today. We have hiked in. Super easy hike, as you can tell. Took no work at all to get down here. Now I'm exhausted, I don't even know if I can go in. But, brought the kids. And up above her, you can see that bedrock area along here. I'm gonna be kind of diving out in that area. There's some open bedrock out over there too. And the current's slow enough, I should be able to play around with it for a while. So, hopefully I find some gold after all that. Now I gotta hike those weights back out of here. Just found a ton of open bedrock, but really no crevices, and couldn't really move some of these rocks that were down here, just too big. I've got to find a spot that's not so washed out. There was hardly any crevices in this spot. I know there's good gold up here, it's just that this spot isn't it for sniping, so I'm going to move out on the deck. Alright, well, I did dive in, and a lot of that is all exposed, just been flooded off. And then I've got a heavy barrel of rocks over here, but honestly there wasn't any heavy deposit stuff, so I'm assuming that a lot of that is either moved down a creek. Then there's a big gravel bar right up over here. That other side though is all bedrock over there, which it may just be worth kind of swimming over to that side, playing around a little bit, and I might try to walk over there here in a minute, test it out a little bit. But right now I did grab one test pan. I'm gonna run this guy, kind of see if we're getting any flake. We got that up off the bed over here, and just kind of had the heavy rock dissipation in there. So, okay, so that gave about 15 just tiny micro flakes. A little half a pan there. I'm gonna kind of keep testing up and down the bank a little bit, see if I find some larger flake stuff. I may even head over to that side just for a minute. I'm gonna go test it. So. You will know shortly if I make it over there or not. Wish me luck. We're going to call it today prospecting. Okay, made it over here to the other side. Kids are over there. Pretty shallow, just flood rock zone right here. But we'll play around some of these guys, see if I can't find anything. It's interesting though, there's a couple good little spots right here. Be curious to see. Yeah, it's got this sideways, just crevice right here. Another fall in right there. So I'm not sure if these have any gold. I haven't tested it yet. Cleaned out this guy right here, and kind of moved up a bit. This thing is pretty thick with some interesting stuff, so I'm gonna scoop some of that in there, give that a try too. I'll show you the results. trip, do a little bit of prospecting. My brother's coming out next weekend, so we're actually gonna, I wanted to find a new spot that we hadn't really been on yet, but so I just did one pan, and I've got about 25 colors in that one pan. Now they're little, but they're there. So well, and that was not even a full pan, but a half a pan. So I might set up the sluice. I have a little prospecting sluice, and might try to run a bucket of this and see how those cons turn out. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna keep on going. Try to get this thing dialed in a little bit, and hopefully walk out with a little bit of gold. All right. Running the sluice out right now. Not the only spot I could really find, but kind of got it leaning up. I had to put a rock in to kind of create a little bit of a wave that I need. It is accumulating, not where I love it, but I can at least kind of see it, and I'm just prospecting right now. I'm sure that background noise is so loud. But one thing I did want to say is the dirt that I brought over was dry. So if you get a little prospecting sluice and you're heading out to go give this a shot, you come over to the sluice where you're actually running, make sure you wet your material. Put some water in there, mix that up. Otherwise, if it's dry, you're actually gonna have a lot of stuff float out and maybe lose some of that finer material. So just make sure you wet it down before you pre-run it through the sluice. And you know, I mean, there's plenty of videos to watch on that, but anyway, that's just my little tidbit of pearls of wisdom for the day. Oh my God, this is amazing. This truly is incredible out here. And quite a hike in, let me tell you. Hiking out's gonna be tough. I'm not looking forward to that at all. I do have that ran. I'll show you the first rivet mat. And I've got a couple pieces in there. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces in there. God, that's so hard to pick up on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this home and clean it out there, just because I've got the con sitting in there, and it's just easier. I've also got that moss in there, so I really want to see every count I got out of that spot to make sure it's worth it when we're coming back and doing this tomorrow, or doing this next weekend. So really, this is just a prospecting video, but you know what I got to do today was kind of check out some of the bedrock. I got to do some testing, see the various holes I tested till I got up to that mark. So that's really all you have to do. So you kind of start doing those tests. Maybe you have 5, 6 flakes, go up bank a little bit, maybe you have 10 flakes and they're getting larger or they're getting smaller, and you kind of vary where you need to go between that rock drop off. Look for the darker rocks. You know, listen to everybody that's talking to you. Those darker rocks are the heavier stuff, and that's right where everything's gonna fall. So you do that, you're gonna be pretty golden. You're gonna find some gold. Work on your panning. I've got a couple of how-tos from some of the other gold miners out there. Check those out. But anyway, I'll see you back at home. Bye. I am home. That was a crazy freaking hike. I left one of the wading belts, diving weights down there. I can't even talk. I'm like an idiot right now. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do a full clean out of the sluice. Just get it all cleaned out. I did bring it home, knock the flakes down, but I did put on this little kind of a little wave thing, because this, I had to bring up this bar to put the matting in, so I just needed a skid plate that would bring it up. But a lot of times stuff gets stuck underneath this, so I'm actually gonna take these guys off, get it all cleaned out, and then I will pan that puppy out. And just have a lot of heavies in there for, I mean, that was only, you know, half a bucket of that stuff, so I'm excited to kind of see what might be in there. So I'll just do a final clean out of everything I got today. with the concentrates, I tend to do it in 2 parts. So I will bring stuff down. No, I'll actually check that really quick, and usually kind of leave the black sand in there because I save it. Then re-stratify, sorry. Then I watch for any gold that might be falling as I'm cleaning it out. So like there's a piece right there, so I don't want that to fall. Tap it. Oh my, I'm totally done right now, like so done. It's exhausting. But anyway, I got this thing cleaned out, did all the cons. So 3/4 of a bucket, something like that. I mean, not quite a bucket, I don't think. So 3 test pans, and then test pans were maybe half a pan full by the time I classified, or less maybe, 3/4 anyway. And then about that half a bucket of dirt that I ran through the sluice. But this is where we're gonna go next weekend. I'm gonna take my brother out and give it a shot. Hopefully he's gonna find gold for the first time, so get somebody else hooked on this thing. You know, the thing to remember with what I've just done is just doing the prospecting, because if you're going to go out, dig the test holes, you know, figure out where you got the most flakes coming out of, you know, and kind of follow that line, go up and down, go front to back along the creek. Just figure out where you're getting the most from. Try to be consistent with the amount of dirt that you're putting into the pan, so you have an idea for how many flakes for work. So whether it's 3 shovelfuls, 4 shovelfuls, you know how many flakes you're getting for that. You know, and sometimes you're going to get that ultra fine, and you go up a foot and you're going to get some nice flaky stuff, and then you got to decipher whether it's that layer, the layer underneath that, or the rock layer. And so you just kind of start playing with it to see where that's falling. And over, you know, years and years of just recoverage, that's where you might find some of the best stuff, and go up and not move very much dirt, and, you know, come home with a gram. You never know, or a couple grams, or an ounce, or a nugget. So anyway, peace to you guys. Thanks for subscribing, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Leave a comment if there's anything you see I could have done differently. Next week we're gonna head out, and we're actually gonna bring the sluice and do some big dirt moving, so should hopefully have, you know, I don't know, 12 times this. So talk to you soon.